All right, we are back for episode 5. Almost, mic wasn't on. Almost messed up tremendously, actually, just to make sure that light is on. But welcome back, episode 5 of, I guess, episode 3 rather. I done skipped ahead. Episode 3 of Finding the Next Superstar. And I'm looking around. I'm doing a fantasy draft right now, trying to make sure I don't get skipped. But so, as far as looking for the next player, we're looking for our next star. Past few days, looked at a couple players. I think the main ones that stood out to me were. I remember. Pull it up. I need to pull it up on this screen actually, but don't worry about it. I can actually look on here. Jalen Brunson, was our case scenario, but Austin Reeves, Jalen Williams. Now that it's coming back to me, Jalen Williams. I know we took a quick look at Devin Vassell. Vassell has upside. We just have to figure out if he could potentially be that guy. Desmond Bain was surprising on here, but that's because John Morant was gone. Fred, we saw that he doesn't attack the rim well. He does practically everything else well though. Guys like Kyrie, Luca, we know Trey and LaMelo, efficiency wise, not necessarily the best, but they're good shooters. Actually, LaMelo's a better shooter than you would think. He just doesn't attack the basket well. De'Aaron Fox, we know he's good. Brandon Ingram. Let's take a look at Brandon. Let's take a look at Tyler, because Tyler's playing with Jimmy, and Portland did try to get him a couple years back. We know Donovan Mitchell's good. We know Jason Tatum's good. James, we know he can create. Edwards, I would like to see look at his efficiency. To be honest, Kobe took a look at him, high value role player. We saw that while he does do the pick and roll well, he actually is better in spot up scenarios, and so that's for me the high value role player, somebody who is efficient and can make shots, and that's every team needs that. Anthony Simons has potential, but not necessarily doesn't isolate well enough from what I remember, and he's good in the pick and roll, but I want to say it was on a smaller sample size. And Rozier is the one that pops up quite a bit. That's surprising, to be honest. Dennis Schroeder was not expecting his name to pop up on 33. Let's see. Steph could see that. Cam Thomas, that's the one everybody, when you're watching, he looks like he can score really well. So let's take a look. Jalen Green, he was one of my favorites coming out. Kind of, I'll just be honest, kind of disappointed a little bit. Yeah, I thought with his athleticism, how he can create, how he can shoot, I thought for sure, but he's only going into his third year. So there is room for improvement, but they have added a lot of pieces to that Houston team. So unless he really just takes off, he'll probably be around the 20, 23 point per game score. Not really on the higher level guys. Cunningham, he's actually well. Actually, let me look at it. Let me look at his stats before I say that, because he was. I was thinking he was better than what I thought. I was lower on him, but he was actually pretty good. Brandon Miller, I would like to take a look at him. And Emmanuel Quickly is another guy I would like to take a look at. And let's stop at 40. We have 50 players. Scoot Henderson, that's a surprising name to see on here. Now, what I will say is I'm looking at these point per possession. They're trending down. So I wonder if that means we have left very good to either good, or if we're just at average. And if that's the case, then none of these guys I'm really truly looking at. But take a look at Brandon Ingram to start off with. Surprisingly, not good in transition, but points per possession, good. 49% from the field. What does he shoot from three? Because I feel like he should be better. 35 from three. Okay. Could think that could be better, but that's fine. Very good pick and roll ball handler. Isolation is good. Yeah, I would assume so. Transition, that is weird. Why is this transition so bad? Let me let me see what they have under transition. A ball handler, that would make sense. to the basket, but it's why so low? Oh, he turns the ball over a lot. Jeez, a lot. Okay, let's look at some stats from Brandon Ingram. Let's get a better look. Let's get a better look at it. So Brandon Ingram this year averaged 20, almost 21, 49%, 35% from three. How many turnovers he had a game? 2.5 to 5, a little over 5.5 assists, which isn't terrible. It's 2-to-1 ratio. Isn't terrible. I'm saying decent, pretty good shooting splits. Of course, you can get the 3-point shot up a little bit more, but all in all, I would say that's not too bad. Let's come back over here. As far as handoffs, it looks like he's pretty good, pretty solid at everything, other than transition, which is weird. I'm not sure why he's so bad in transition. Shot types. He's very good when he's guarded. Unguarded, he's not as good. But he takes tough shots. That's just the type of player he is. Dribble jumper, I would assume he was good at that. Is he not good going to the basket? He's very good going to the basket. So why is his jump shot, they're saying is average? What would that be? I guess his unguarded is weighing a little bit more heavy than everything else. And it probably has to do, no, because his turnover percentage is basically 0 on these attempts. But it's saying he's averaging. The thing is, he has high percentages. Let me look at his year before. Take a look there and see. Yeah, because these are very good, but it still says his jump shot is average. Oh, it's because his dribble jumper. He takes that more than. He takes that 72% of the time? Wow. Really? Yeah, because that's part of. Okay, that makes sense now. Well, he's still shooting 43% on it. But let me see if that was affecting this past year too. Dribble jumper, well, it's good. It's just his unguarded. It's still making everything average though. So basically, according to the stats, it's saying Brandon Ingram is an average jump shooter, which I honestly thought he was a pretty good jump shooter, and he's good at attacking the rim. I do like that. I do want to see the year before if he was better in isolation. He's good in isolation. He's just not. Maybe that's why he hasn't elevated into the next echelon of scoring. Yeah, because isolation is below average this season. The 2021-2022 season. 2021-2022 season. Average 22 a game. You can see his effective field goal percentage fell off. 46% from the field. What do you shoot from 3? 32% from 3. That's probably the main factor on that. Yeah, now I wonder when he came over from the Lakers if there was any telling signs there. Pick and roll. Well, his isolation looks like it was better on the Lakers. But he, even wasn't LeBron there that year? So he still was in the pick and roll. Well, I guess Austin Reeves. He was in Austin Reeves' role. That's what that would have been. And then he would have went to New Orleans. And he was very good. So his isolation has fallen off. That's probably his biggest area of concern. Because I would assume he was very good. Yep. Yeah, so I'm not sure why Brandon Ingram's isolation game has fallen off, but because that means he would be a better scorer. Yeah, because if we're looking, let's come to this latest season. Yeah, because it seems like he's a good. Well, it's saying he's an average shooter, but everything I see looks like he's pretty good. Isolation, his isolation is good. His transition, well, I don't get why his transition is bad. But everything else indicates offensively, Brandon Ingram is a good player. So if a team, this might be like a sneaky pickup to come get. Yeah, I know the thing about Brandon. I know he's not the biggest guy, but still, 6'8", 190. Yeah, I would. I'd take a shot. especially with him splitting time with I guess ball handling duties with Zion and whatnot. So I'd definitely take a shot on Brandon Ingram. So maybe I will put him in a lower tier compared to I don't know. I can say put him in lower tier because Austin Reeves, Brandon Ingram has a better offensive game than both Reeves and Jalen Williams. I just wonder where it's not clicking. I know he has C.J. McCollum who has the ball in his hands too. Zion he's just too efficient. You have to put the ball in his hands. So I don't know. Maybe he does need his own team, like when he first got to New Orleans, and it was his show, just to show really how good he is, and then they just have to add some complimentary players around him. This cumulative box, I believe it tells the other players on the team. Yeah, here we go. And what we can do, let's quickly look at Zion and CJ just to see how often. So CJ was very good in his possessions this year. I want to say we took a look at CJ earlier because he was excellent in the pick and roll. He just averaged in isolations. So you're going to put the ball in his hands and pick and roll, but he's excellent spot up too. And then with Zion, very good in all his possessions. Very good in isolation. So this is the star part. This is what I'm talking about. Now again, I'm not sure why post up is below average because, well, it's probably due to his height and he gets a shot blocked. But this is what I'm looking for in your stars. Very good isolation, very good pick and roll. Usually tends to make a star player. And that's what Zion is. You just need him to stay healthy and be on the court. That's the main thing with him. But yeah, Brandon probably just needs his own team so he can get more opportunities. That's probably what I would say on him. I'm not sure what the trade would be. What team? I probably need to do a trades video just to see and take a look. But Brandon Ingram would be another one. Potential if he's on his own team. If he stays on New Orleans, I think he's going to be that second, third option. Because if CJ's going, he's third option. Zion needs to be the number one option every night. All right, let's go look at Tyler Hero. All his possessions average. All right, I think I know where we're trending now. Very good in the pick and roll. His isolation is excellent, except he doesn't do it that often. He doesn't do it enough, especially if it's excellent. But his spot up game is good. I was expecting that. Transitions average. Okay. I would like to see, and I wanted to say they paid Tyler Hero. And I need to look at Brandon Ingram here in a second too. I thought it would just popped up. Okay. But I need to look at okay, so when is his contract? So he's still on the team for 3 more years. You have to really pay up to go get him. Let's look at Ingram, because Ingram I feel only has 1 year left on his deal. Let's see. Yeah, Ingram's in the last year of his deal. So that'd be a guy to go get. Oh, I guess he has a trade kicker in his clause too. But he's definitely a guy to go get. Especially if your team needs a scorer. What team needs a scorer? Like a wing scorer. Well, there's a lot of teams that need it, but who can afford it? That's the question. That's the real question. Who can afford it? I wonder if this thing has. I wonder if it has a cap. Yeah, it does have a cap. Oh, that's interesting. Hello, sign in for premium. Well, I don't have premium, but I can look to see. We can see who's over the cap, under the cap. Teams, none. Okay. Let's see. Over the cap. Why are the Hawks over the cap? Oh, because we have Trae Young and DeJounte. Okay. Over the first apron. Is that the tax? Okay. Okay, cap space. Nobody has cap space. Well, that's not going to help. But I can look at the teams just do this. Charlotte definitely needs a wing scorer. Detroit needs a wing scorer. Utah will take it. Spurs will take it. OKC does not need a winning score. Houston will take it, but I don't think they will. Brooklyn has McHale, but I'm not sure how much of a scorer he is. But instead of getting off on a tangent, but okay, so Brandon Ingram, I'd say I'd say go get him, and then hope he could be that guy. That's what I'll say on him. Tyler Hero, I want to see if he isolates more because even though you really can't get him, if Jimmy was to leave, you could put the ball in his hands. Okay, so the year before that, he was poor in the ISO, but he was very good in the pick and roll. I really do like that because being good in the pick and roll is a very telling sign. Did I? Is this the same season or is it a different season? Let me. Oh, maybe my computer's not registering. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go back. Okay, good in the pick and roll, isolation average, spot up. He's a good spot up, and that makes for a good role or high value player. I won't say role player, high value player. But he's good in the pick and roll. I do like him being good in the pick and roll. But isolation doesn't look like he's really that good there. And if I'm looking for when was his? Let's look up Tyler's rookie year because that might have been his rookie year. If that's his rookie year, I'm not really too worried about it. But if he was good that rookie year, then that's a very telling sign itself. Yeah, 2019, 2020, is that the year we're looking at? Yeah, that's his rookie year. Don't really need to look at it. I wonder if his ISO was just, no, below average. Okay, so Tyler, if just off of first looks, he doesn't have enough ISO. This is a good sign, but looking at his previous years, I wouldn't say it's part of his game. It looks like what's mostly part of his game is the pick and roll and the spot up. I do like that he's good, very good at the pick and roll in the past couple, I want to say 3 seasons. Been very good at it. I do like that. So if Jimmy was to leave, he could still control the offense, and that's what you want. Now, does he become a 25, 26 per game scorer? I don't know. I don't know because he still needs somebody else that can create on his team. Let's take a look at his team because it looks like yeah, catch and shoot, excellent. Good when he's guarded, excellent when he's unguarded. 48% from the field, true shooting 73. That means his threes. Shooting 51% from three when he's unguarded. So basically knockdown. Is he poor at the rim? Layups 50. Okay, that might be usually not a good sign for my top guys. All right, let's look again. At the rim, 50 again. Okay. Look. Yeah, when he's unguarded though, Tyler is deadly when he's unguarded. Average. At least his 13 dunks, he was excellent that year. Okay, but Tyler's not the best finisher, which isn't the end of everything, but it does let you know that oh, that's USA. Get it off of USA, please. It does let you know that there is still work, but unguarded. This is the thing I keep looking at, which is very, very good. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, him getting to the rim making layups seems to be an issue, but if he is open, he is deadly. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't say high. He is a high value player. Maybe a high value plus. Maybe I need to make a ranking system on some of these guys and put them as a high value plus. You need to get the notepad out, but I have too many things in notepad right now, so I'm gonna have to wait. But I wouldn't be mad at. Let me just check players on the Heat. So if they left, they would have Bam. Jimmy would be gone. And I know if I was to look at Jimmy's going to probably be pretty good at those. Jaime, I'm interested to see what Jaime is good at. And big men, I'm gonna have to look at them more to understand. I'll click on them just to see what Bam is, but really haven't dove into the big man, seeing what makes a great big man. But Jimmy, as you see, he's excellent offensively. Play tight, pick and roll ball handler is average. His isolation game is very good. I want to say if you go to years before, the pick and roll increases. Yeah. Pick and roll excellent, isolation very good. Let's go to another year. Pick and roll very good, isolation very good. It's a trend that you start seeing with the better players in the league. And it's very telling. Good, isolation good. And he was excellent spot up that year for whatever reason. Was he hurt this year? He doesn't have that many possessions, so I'm assuming he was hurt. But it's a very telling sign with some of your stars. But with Jimmy gone, Tyler would have to be good at the ISO game, or they have to get somebody else, because Jimmy clearly can do that well. Jaime. Jaime was good. He's a rookie. That's a good sign to see good there. To be honest with you, you don't see it that often. You usually see below average or average. Play type, spot up, pick and roll. Yeah, it's not part of his game. So looking at Jaime to be an offensive star according to his first year, not really in the cards. He could be a high value player, but right now he's just a role player. Shot time, yeah, it says he's good. He must be good at layups. Yep, very good at layups. And it's crazy how I wonder if it judges. I was going by points per possession because I'm like, everybody's layups are different. I wonder if it does turnovers on layups too. Yeah, that's what it's doing. What's TSA actually? True shooting attempts. Well, what's a true shooting attempt? Let's look this up. TSA basketball, because I know good and well they was about to bring up the airport stuff. All right, if we're looking at TSA basketball, okay. Let me just type it out. I was trying my hardest not to. True shooting attempt. Okay. Basketball, no, true shooting percentage. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, that's fine, but I probably just have to go to the glossary on here once I find it. But I'm assuming there's other factors. It's a score percentage. Yeah, because somebody could shoot, like Tyler was at 57% at average, but he's at 58% at very good. So there has to be some other factors that play here. I guess free throws. When we looked at points per possession, or just point per shot rating. Yeah, definitely look into it more to understand it better. But let's move this a little closer. But yeah, Jaime's going to be right now role player. Bam, good in his possessions. I want to say defensively should be very good at least. Excellent. Yeah, makes sense. And I wonder if somebody wants to build out a defensive team, if we just come on here and just find guys that are excellent at it. Post up, he's average. Pick and roll, he's average. Cut, he's below average. Good lord. Isolation, he's good. Huh, that's interesting. Pick and roll ball handler, he's very good. Huh, that's weird. Okay, wait a second. Let me look at another year. Because he always bad at the post up? Pick and roll man, that's what I would expect. Cut average. You might have to put Bam in isolation. Oh man, and maybe that's why they do it. He's actually pretty good at it. Yeah, but I would look into big men in general, just more. But Tyler, I feel like he falls right under the cusp of because he's better than I'll say he's a high value player plus, because he's better than just a high value player. Because Kobe White's a high value player, but he's better than that. He's like whatever is right under All Star, because Kobe White's not All Star. Kobe White is, yeah. Kobe White's better than a role player, but not an All Star. So he's in that middle. Tyler's right under. Could be an all-star. Just needs more opportunity, and if he can create better, he could be one. So yeah, that's Tyler for you. Anthony Edwards, good in his possessions. Okay, I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see this. Very good in the pick and roll, isolation. Actually, it's just average. I wonder if he turns the ball over a lot. Yeah, because especially in the play, I wonder. Let me come to the playoffs. I want to see if that changes at all. Isolation, he was good. Pick and roll ball handler in the playoffs, he was average. I really need to break down some of his just playoff series to see what he was actually good at. Okay, let's look at a year. Wait, what year am I looking at? Okay, let's look at a year before. I just want to see if this changes. So he's good at the pick and roll, good at the isolation. This is interesting because he's not necessarily the best like I was thinking. He's very good in transition. So he hasn't been anything better than good in isolation. That is interesting. Very good at spot up. Very good in transition. All right, I'm going to look at one more. I'm going to look at this set of last year. Yeah, he's just average. Isolation is very good this year, though. What year was his rookie year? Let me go to Anthony Edwards. I feel like when teams get the book on you, that's why these guys that come in early, they can be good at isolation. Yep, 2021 season. Yeah, I don't know what is up with the rookies coming in being good at isolation. Then after that, they aren't good anymore. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, surprising case. I probably have to do a little deeper dive into it. But he's very good in pick and roll, which is very good. Isolation, however, not necessarily the best at it. It's similar to Tyrese Maxey, except Tyrese Maxey was excellent in the pick and roll, if I remember correctly, and Ant is not. And he's been good in the pick and roll or good in isolation, but he has not had both click. And I think if he can get both to click, it looks like he's been good, very good in transition though, which makes sense. That's a big part of his game. Obviously, he does it 18% of the time. He's out in transition. But if he can get this isolation portion up, I think that can change. That could change his game a lot. Shot type, catch and shoot. Oh wow! So when he's guarded, I wonder how tough a shots he's taking. I wish they would. I wish I could see shot quality because, as you see, when he's unguarded, he's shooting 52% on his jump shots. What is he shooting from three? He's shooting 53% from three when he's unguarded. Oh, this boy is a sniper. Very good at his layups. It's funny, 84% is below average on the dunks, but very good at layups. Let's take a look at the year before. I just want to confirm some information. Okay, so he was actually the year before. He was excellent when guarded, still very good when he was unguarded. Yeah, 44% from the field, 44 from three. So he's a really good shooter, actually. He must take some tough shots. Dribble jumper, 600 of them. Averages layups and dunks that year. For him to be on transition, that was the year before, but he's definitely better at it this year. That's not surprising because he does shoot. What does he shoot from three? 46 from the field, 35, 36% from three. That's why his jump shot's average. Yeah, but when he's unguarded, I wonder. Well, he's gonna have the ball in his hand most of the time, so he's not gonna be left unguarded. Especially you have Conley on your team, Carl, Nas. Okay, I want to look at Carl. I want to look at Nas, and I want to look at Conley. I just want to take a quick look. Offensively, Towns should be very good at most of these categories. He's just a very good shooter. Spot up average. That's surprising because that's what you do most of the time. Post up, he's very good, and he won't do it. Look at this. Isolation, he's good. Pick and roll, man, excellent. Man, he's so gifted offensively. If he would post up more, it looks like his spot up isn't necessarily the best part of his game, but he does it most of the time. Let me see. Yeah, he spots up good. Transition. Did he not post this season that often? Post up, average. Oh, this was his hurt year. It was like there's not enough possessions in this. Okay, let's look. Spot up, he was very good that year. Average, pick and roll, isolation. Yeah. No, Cat's just a good offensive player. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't spot up well this year, but and Cat was hurt this year a little bit too. Very good shooter. Already expected that. Unguarded, very good. Wing guarded. It helps when you're 7 foot. Good at your layups. Yeah, I think turnovers has to do with it because he's shooting the layups lower than I forget who we just looked at, but Tyler Hero, because Tyler Hero had a season where he was at 57%. The dunks, I'm not sure why that's so low. But yeah, Carl's he just gifted offensively. Nas, let's take a quick look. Very good. And this is why they had a good season. Because you have Anthony Edwards, who was good on a points per possession basis. Then you have Cat and Nas, who are both very good. Nas is very good in the spot up, and that's another thing. High value player. This right here, very good in the spot up. Now I have with the big men, I'm gonna have to really take a dive into looking at the difference between a star type big man and looking at just a high value player or just a role guy. I'll probably start at somebody like Anthony Davis and try to figure it out from there. But the spot up, well, one thing I know Anthony Davis does well is cutting to the basket. And Nas does not do that well. I did notice that from certain big men. They actually cut to the basket really well. But spot up, transition, pick and roll man. He's very good at both of those. He's actually not good at posting up. Which, he's a better shooter. So it's not necessarily. I wonder if the year before. Let's take a look at the year before. So you can see the increase. Yeah, he's definitely below average. Good at cutting, but very good in transition. So you can see how much better he got from last season, and the reason why he's won Sixth Man of the Year. As a shooter, field goal percent attempts very good. Jump shot excellent. When guarded and unguarded. Oh, that is great. But his layups. What is this? 51%. Hold up. Is this not? Hopefully, that's not a common thing. Okay, yeah, it's not. Okay, because he has excellent right there. But the year before, he wasn't as good of a shooter. I'm interested to see what his second year is. Nas, and let's take a look at Conley. Yeah, this is the reason they were. This is the reason they were good this year. Yeah, because you have 3 people, and I'm pretty sure Rudy. If I was just to take a look, let me just have him on another tab real quick. I just want to see the possessions. But that's the reason they were good. Pick and roll ball handler, good. Very good. Isolation, actually excellent. He just doesn't do it enough. Transition, Mike Conley. Yeah, he's talking about high value player right here. That is the definition of it. He just doesn't isolate enough. If he did, he probably could be a star according to this. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't isolate enough. Yeah, only 9 times. All right, let's go. Oh, that's that same season. Okay, so pick and roll ball handler, good. Let's take a look a year before that when he was in Utah. Still very good. Spots up. He does not isolate enough. It's not a big part of his game. It seems like if he did, Mike Conley would be a star. It looks like he just doesn't want to. Yeah, it looks like he just doesn't want to. And I can get it. He's the older guy, veteran now. But I wonder, back in his Memphis days, let me look. Let's look at Mike Conley. And I want to see. I know he made an All-Star game. I want to say it was in Utah, out of all places. Should have been in Memphis. Yeah, it was in Utah. Yeah. And I don't think he should have made that All-Star game, to be honest with you. He should have made it. Was it this year? Yeah, there's 21 and 6, but 20 and 6. I forget what year it was. Should have definitely won it. It's probably this year. 2016, 2017. Let's see if we can find that season. 2016, 2017. I'm interested to see. Yeah. Excellent. Mike Conley should have been a star, according to these numbers. Doesn't look like Mike Conley shot the ball enough. Now I wonder if players think that's selfish. If you have a guy like this who is super efficient, it looks like can get to the. I want to look at because look at this. Other than transition, everything's excellent, very good. And of course, he doesn't need to cut enough, but pick and roll, excellent. Spot up, excellent. Isolation, very good. I mean, never isolated that often, always in the pick and roll, but he's a monster in the pick and roll. Shot type, very good. Excellent on the catch and shoot. Guarded or unguarded. 49% when unguarded. 48% from three that year. And this is 2016, 2017. Going to laying the ball up. He had a dunk. I wish I could see that. But according to this, Mike Conley should have shot the ball more. He's a better player. He's one of those underrated players. And these are the type of guys you want on your team. It's the guys you look at when you look at the numbers, you don't realize how much of a difference. I know basketball people do, but when you hear Mike Conley's name, you're like, oh, he only made the All-Star game one time. But when you actually start taking a deeper dive into these numbers and how good he really was, yeah, super efficient, very good player. Yeah, but this is a reason they were good. Rudy, no matter how much people want to hate on him, his point per possession offensively is excellent. Let's see. Cuts to the basket, average. Putbacks, I would assume good. Pick and roll man, very good. Yeah, I couldn't imagine him not being. Yeah, jump shot. He shouldn't shoot a jump shot ever. To be honest, just being honest, he shouldn't. Yeah, his layups. Forget that. He shouldn't even be laying the ball up. Just dunk the ball. Just dunk the ball, Rudy. Get that. We don't need you shooting the hook. I don't know why he even shooting runners. We just need you to dunk the ball or tip the ball in, one or the other. It seems like if you're doing anything else, it's not the best. Yeah, but yeah, you can see why they were a good team this year, especially offensively. So yeah, I think Anthony Edwards can take that next step. What do you average this year? About 20, 26, if I remember right. Yeah, right under 26. So yeah, if he can get better in isolation, he can take that next step and be a star guy. Next guy on the list, not going to be a star, but let's see if he can be a high value player. Average, I don't care for that, to be honest with you. Very good in pick and roll. I do like that. Isolation, below average. Spot up, very good. High value type player stuff right here. This is what you're looking for. Now the timeline with Dennis Schroeder, I'm not sure why Toronto got him, to be honest. Because in the finals, yeah, I'm gonna do a finals video. He's 30. Let's see, 41% from three in Toronto, 42% from the field. Actually, I needed to look at his Lakers year and I don't even remember his Houston year and this Boston year. The Boston year, was that even a good year for him? I don't think so. But I need to take a look at those 2 years. Because this season with Toronto, he only played half. He didn't even play the full season. Brooklyn, let's see if it's still good with Brooklyn. Just average. Okay. Let's look at the Lakers. It's good. What is he excellent? Isolation's good. Yeah, I do remember him being solid when he was with the Hawks. That's what I remember. Below average. Wait, that's Houston. Yeah, he didn't want to be there. Clearly, good spot up average. Handoff, handoff's excellent. Okay, so might have been a problem with good old Dennis. Yeah, so Dennis looks like he's a good player, but this is a role player. He can score, but that's probably what the issue is. Yeah, because if we start looking at these points per possession, average, even this year he's still average. This year probably going to be below average. Yeah, that's what the issue is. Below average. Toronto was average when he was with Brooklyn. Below average. That's the problem with Dennis. Yeah, so Dennis actually, yeah, Dennis is nothing more than a role player, and that's part of the problem. Yeah, when you start, that's why when you start taking a look at these numbers, yeah, so star potential, no. Let's take that all the way out. Cam Thomas, the guy that in the beginning of the season thought could be potentially get there. All right, I'm interested to see what his isolations are. Good, I like very good. I'll accept it, but I like seeing very good in the points per possession. Shot 44% from the field. Let's actually bring it up. Let's actually bring it up here for Cam. All right. Cam scored 22 and a half points a game. Shot 44% from the field, 85% from the line, 36 from three. Okay. Has improved every year from 8.5. Just more opportunity. 10.6. It's funny. You got less minutes the second year, score more points because Cam's going to put up shots. That's what he did at LSU. That's what he's going to continue to do. But he shoots at a fairly good percentage for a guy that puts up a lot of shots. So, yeah, because 44% from the field, 36 from three, it's acceptable. Now, to look at it a little bit more, I'm interested to see this part. Play type. So he's good in pick and roll. Okay, so our next players must take a step down. That's what that means. Excellent in spot up. Now, my high value players, I like to see this. He's good in isolation, which means he has potential. Because when I look at his second season, I'm not expecting this to look better. Yeah, because average in the pick and roll, very good in isolation, good in spot up. What's his overall though? Still good. I like to see that. All right, his rookie year. Let's just take a quick look at it. Yeah, average. Spot up average, pick and roll good, isolation very good. So maybe he had a down year in the isolation then, because if that is the case, but still his pick and roll is not the best. Because the thing is, he's in pick and roll situations, which is great. But until this turns into very good, I can't say he's going to become a star. He's a high value player right now with potential. We can say that for him. But as your guard, who is Cam 6'3", 6'4", I do like that he's 6'4". He has potential. Right now, he's a high value player because he can shoot. But he has potential. Shot types. Let's see how well he shoots. Jump shot is average. That means he can't get to the layups. Okay, so guarded, excellent. Good when unguarded. Okay, dribble jumper, good. Okay. Field goal attempts below average. Don't like to see that, to be honest with you. Let's look at this year. Below average steal. He's a good shooter, though. Very good shooter. I want to see if his rookie year, if he was a good shooter still. No, but it makes sense. Let me say it's your rookie year. Getting used to NBA. It's 15%. It's crazy, though. But Cam has some stuff to work on. But like any player in the league, he just has to get better. Honestly, I think if he gets better at the rim, this will change his field goal. His field goal percentage, of course, will increase. And then secondly, his point per possession rating will increase, which probably in turn will turn him into a star player. Because I remember in the beginning of the year, I want to say he had a stretch. I think he was averaging 28 or something to that effect. He might have been 30 at a certain point. and it was giving off James Harden vibes, except Cam hadn't been traded anywhere. But then kind of tailed off. Because the thing with Cam, I'm not sure if he's those assists though. Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing with Cam. Yeah, 3 assists from my lead guard is not going to cut it, and that might be why his points per possession is down. So Cam right now, high value player. He has potential. He's still young. What's Cam? 21 maybe. 22. So he has potential. Just need to see how he plays out. Jalen Green, the guy I thought was going to come in the league, especially when he did what he did to G League, and I thought he was going to come and wreck shop. But he's been okay. I was going to say good, but he's been okay. I thought he was going to be better than what he was. Yeah, because even going to look at the pads. He's been in the league, what, just 2 years, or it's been 3? Yeah, just 2. Actually, let's bring up his stats. Because actually, he should have been in League 3. If Cam has been in League 3, Jalen should have been in League 3. Yeah, he's been in League 3 years. Let's see, first year 17, next year 22, this past year 19. He did play all 82 games. That's something that's commendable. This is probably gonna be below average his rookie year. Oh, it's still average. So basically, are we saying he hasn't improved really? Yeah, because his points per possession is around the same. His play type, pick and roll, he's good at it. Transition, I would assume he's very good. ISO, he's average, even though I know I know he does go to that part of his game. But if he could be better in the pick and roll. So right now he is a lead guard that, because right now this is showing that Fred should be, based on our second video, Fred should be the lead guard, which I think he is a good bit of time, but this is also showing Jalen's handling the ball a lot. And according to this, he's good at it, but he's not very good or excellent like how Fred is. So that's something Houston probably is going to have to look at. And if he can't get better in the isolation game, yeah, that's not going to. I'm sure to see if he's had any year that he's actually been good enough to actually be this. He's been good in isolation, but not the very good I'm looking for. Then he drops in the pick and roll. And his first year, I already know it shouldn't be. Good spot up. Oh, very good. Why do rookies come in very good? And then they get some tape on you, and then you can't do anything anymore. But right now, the superstar I want to see, I can't see it right now. I can't see it. He doesn't. I don't know what it is, because he has all the potential to be a star. Well, this might be it. When he's unguarded, he's shooting 34% from the field. What is he shooting from 3? 34? Is he only shooting 3s? Field goal attempts, 141 unguarded. Field goal attempts, that might be the problem. Does he attack the basket well at least? Yeah, I think that might be a problem. Yeah, between the layups. Yeah, because everything field goal attempts is below average, and I don't like that at all. At least he was good this year. That was his second year when he averaged 22. But yeah, him attacking the basket, that's the problem. For some of these guys who are so athletic, I don't understand how they can be not the best finishers. Okay, this year he was good. Still below average. That was his rookie year. So I'm not expecting too much that year. But this year, his third year, yeah, I'm expecting a good bit. So, yeah, if he can at least get the layups up to be a respectable on a points per possession value basis, then he could possibly be something. But right now, as far as saying he will be a star, I want him to be because he was my favorite player coming out. But I can't see it right now. Cade Cunningham, a guy I haven't really. I thought Jalen Green should have been #1 pick, but right now in that draft, I'm not sure who should have been #1 pick. Cade, just off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure if I look at it, I probably could figure it out. Cade, below average right now. Um, yeah, that's not good at all. Pick and roll ball handler, he is good. Spot up, he's good. Isolation below average. Transition below average, which is terrible for the young guys. But he is better than what I thought he was going to be when he came into the league. The one thing I don't truly understand about Cade, though, same thing. Cade's not a high flyer like how Jalen Green is, and I expect it from both of them. Well, this is better than 44% if that's what he shot this year. I can take that. His first 2 years, this is what upset me about him because he was shooting 41%, 41% here, 44, 45% basically. I didn't realize he shot that well, so I'm wrong on that point. That part, and he only played 12 games this year. So, but he averaged 22 and 7.5. I like that. He's always been good at the free throw line. I can respect that. So his numbers are improving. Now, analytically, does not look like it. Not look particularly good. Let's look at the year before to see if. So he's very good in pick and roll, but it's only in a 12 game sample size. So let's remember that. Isolation, average. Rookie year, I'm not expecting much, just to be honest. Average, isolation, average. It's like everybody's isolation gets better their rookie year, and it gets worse from there. But I would like to see this back at very good, and I would like to see this up if he is going to be that star. If not, you're going to have an inefficient ball handler again. That's not going to help that team win. And Detroit needs all the help they can get. Shot types. Field goal attempts below average. He must be bad at the rim. That's the thing I'm seeing. Guarded 33%, unguarded 40, acceptable, but don't really care for it. What do you shoot from 3? 40% from 3. Take it. Runner layups below average. Now, Cade isn't a high flyer though, so I'm not really. Well, but he's. I want to say, isn't Cade like 6'7", 6'8"? Oh, 6'6". Okay. Steal. I know, but he's not athletic. He's not athletic as far as NBA type athletic. Normal people athleticism. He's great. Yeah, this is second year, and that's the year he was better in the pick and roll. And the rookie year, I know it's going to be below average. So yeah, his dribble jumper is actually very good. So maybe he just needs to do that more. That's actually good to see. Yeah, so maybe he just needs to make sure he dribbles when he shoots. No more catch and shoot for Cade and dribble. But yeah, another guy. If they get better at the layups, they need to watch. I need to do a video on people good at the layups, but yeah, they need to watch people like Chris Paul, Steve Nash, to see how they got their shots, and again how they took the angles. But on this Detroit team, I would like to look at Jaden Ivey, Marcus Sasser. Is that the? Hold up, Marcus Sasser. Is he the one from? I know he went to college, but let me see something real quick. White and purple is what I remember for whatever reason. Point guard. I don't think this isn't the guy I'm thinking of. How long has he been in the league? Rookie year. Hold up. I have to see what college this man went to now. So I want to say. What do I want to say? All right, before I click. Why am I Kentucky State? That is not. What am I thinking? Oh my goodness, I can't. I don't know why I'm saying Kentucky State. What? Oh no, this is not what I'm. This is whatever KSU is, but this is not the guy I was thinking of. This is somebody totally different. Okay. Somebody totally different. Okay, so Let's look at Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, another guy, super athletic, but point per possession value, not good. Let's look at the year before. Still not good. Might be the issue because he's been in the league 2 years. Yeah, it might be the issue with him. Pick and roll, average. Spot up, he's poor. Isolation, he's actually good. Doesn't do it that often. Shot type, and I would not expect much more from his rookie year. Oh, that's his problem. He can't shoot. Yeah, his dunks are good. He only got 16 of them, though. Layups, if you can get better at least at that. But, yeah, if he can get up to like 45% unguarded, yeah, that would change a lot for his game on the catch and shoot. And dribble jumpers, he does not need to take those anymore because he's not good at it. At least he's average at the unguarded. But how often is that? Because K's going to have the ball. Yeah, oof. That's tough. This might be why Detroit's not good. Just being honest. I need to, I'm going to have to go get the college one so I can look at some of these guys before they come in the league to kind of, and then compare them to their NBA selves to get a better look at them. But yeah, that's just a quick look on Jaden Ivey. Marcus Sasser, below average. Okay, pick and roll ball hand, he's good. Spot up, he's good. Well, he's just a rookie. Isolation, the star potential, don't see it, but he could be a good value player. I won't say high. Maybe I could do high value and value player. No, because I like plus. Forget that. Role player. He's a role player. So stop all this. He's a role player. Okay. And does he shoot well? When he's guarded, he shoots 40%. Unguarded, below average. Good as layups at least. I like that. Okay. But yeah, Jalen Green. Yeah, they're gonna have to work to become those top picks. I'm thinking. How many guys I have left? 3. That's more guys than I thought. All right, Brandon Miller is next. I think I'm starting to look at guys that are just good in the pick and roll, so that's not really going to help our star situation. As far as a value play, Brandon Miller is very good. I'm interested to see what his second year is, to see if he can get this up. Get these 2 up. If he can get these 2 up, I think we might find somebody. If he can get those 2 parts of his game up, we might have found somebody. But just his rookie year, I do like unguarded that he was 43% from the field unguarded. Was at 42, almost 43% from 3. I like that a lot on his catch and shoots. When he's guarded, he's good. I like seeing that. His layups, he's average. It's fine, rookie year. Just on a point per possession value. Just remember that, people. So the percentages might be higher or lower for certain people. But for a point, well, I guess it's doing a point per shot value. He is. Let's say he's average as layups, but I'm interested to see his second year, because if he can get, let's go back. If he can get his pick and roll up, and if he can get the isolation up, he can be really good. And then Charlotte will finally have found somebody for real. Let's see if there's anybody on this team worth mentioning. Miles Bridges. I feel like I like to say him. What does Miles have left on his contract? Because it should be up after this year. He shouldn't have the. I feel like he should be an unrestricted free agent. Or no, he might still be restricted because he's still on his rookie deal. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, again. Oh, I'm over talking to y'all. Forgot to look at fantasy, but it doesn't look like anybody has done anything. Is he restricted or unrestricted? A block, a trade, veto. Miles Bridges is signed. Oh yeah, no. He should be unrestricted after this year. Oh yeah, he can go sign. He can go sign where he wants. But will they give him the money? That is the true question. He was good in his possessions. Okay, like that. Spot up, average. Transition good. Pick and roll good. Isolation average. And he spots up most of the time. Okay. Let's look at the year that he actually was pretty good. So he's not a pick and roll ball handler most of the time because he had LaMelo on his team. But he's good spotting up, ISO good. Huh, I do like seeing that as far as just potential that he might have. Cut, spot up, average. Okay, he might need to just stop spotting up. Isolation, pick and roll ball handler, and pick and roll man. Seems like he's fairly decent at those. Let's see what he shot types. Average. He's good in catch and shoot. Very good unguarded. Average on his late. Really? I know dunks should have been excellent every time I see it. All right, let's look at the year he was actually the guy. Okay, so guarded didn't shoot that well. His layups he was very good though. Yeah, very good dunker. Yeah, so high value player for me. Yeah, I won't put a plus on it because he can't really create for himself. But the thing is, he doesn't necessarily spot up like to the elite guys. But I know with athleticism, and it looks like he can do a lot of. It looks like he does a lot of everything. So in that case, I would put him on high value, just not high value plus. Just looking at it, okay. But Brandon Miller, I like to see him improve on the pick and roll. I would like to see him improve on isolation. Emmanuel Quickley. Now, with Emmanuel Quickley, when I did a little bit of research before, I saw that when he played with New York, he actually was it New York, I believe? With New York, he was actually really very good, I want to say, in the pick and roll. But the isolation fell off. But he doesn't ISO all the time, so I'm trying to figure out, because this is the same season. Yeah, pick and roll is excellent, isolation good. It doesn't do the isolation that often. So Emmanuel Quickley could be one of these guys that we're looking for. Because if we look here again, we have a very good on the pick and roll, very good on the isolation. I like that. He just needs to do it more. Overall, let's look at this part. Very good in all his possessions in 2020. I like that a lot. So when we're looking at guys that for potential, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Well, not exactly, but this is potential. Yes, I'm looking for, but to know that he will be a star, I'm not sure yet. All right, average 18. Let's see, 18 points a game, 42%, 39 from three. With the Knicks, 15 in 24 minutes. That's pretty good, pretty impressive. Okay, let's see, 54. Okay, so he's somebody that I'd be looking at. Just past season, I want to look at one more season behind that. Very good in the pick and roll, average in isolation. It gives me a vibe, average in all possessions. Don't necessarily care about that. Let me see his year before that now. Okay, good. Okay, so I have enough. I have enough to say that he's potentially very good in. Yeah, because even in New York, it looks like he dropped a bit with Toronto in his 30 games with Toronto, which isn't necessarily the best, but it's workable. But I know he's very good at the pick and roll. In isolation, he's either good to very good, which I am looking for when I'm looking at a guy. So I want to look at both. I want to look at all three. I want to look at his this year in New York. I want to look at the start of last year with New York and then Toronto. Because this right here is what I'm looking for when I'm looking at a star. I just need his isolation to go up a tick more. Because how much he spots up could potentially just make him a high value player plus. But it looks like he can create and take a game over himself. And this is what you're looking for. And it could be a potential very good pickup for Toronto. Jump shot says he's good, very good unguarded, 44% like that. Guarded, 26%. Do not like that at all. Layup is good. Okay, that's workable. Runner is excellent. Okay, let's look at the early part of the year with New York. This is going to be a problem with him potentially being a star. He cannot shoot 27% when guarded, because when he becomes a star, he's going to be guarded all the time. So this has to, because that's two data points in a row. Unguarded, he's a knockdown guy. Dribble jumper, good. Layup, average. Definitely have to get that up. That part with Toronto, good, excellent. Guarded, says it's good. Unguarded, very good. So when he's unguarded, knockdown guy. Early jumper, I've noticed. Don't care about it, but notice it's been good. Dribble jumper has been good. At the rim has left something to be desired, but he has potential. This is kind of what you're looking for. Now, somebody like RJ Barrett, I want to know if he is. I don't need to look at Pascal just yet. I need to look at those three. And I pulled up Gary Trent because I just want to see if he's a high value player. All right, so this might be Scotty Barnes' problem taking the next leap if he's just average on a point per possession value. Let's look at the year before everybody gets there. He was below average. That's not good. Let's see his rookie year. Average. Okay, so might be an issue right there as far as if he's going to be the lead guy. But it doesn't look like he is the lead guy. Not if he doesn't have the ball in his hand most of the time. And he's not necessarily the greatest at it. He's better at cut. He honestly needs to be put in the big man role if he's actually better at cutting to the basket. Spotting up, it does say he's good though. I would like to see the year before. I'm not going to look at his rookie year. Spotting up, average, cut below average. Yeah, what is Scotty doing out there? Because we know he can attack the basket. I'm not worried about that part. But that might be the issue. He shot better. I will give him that. He definitely shot better. Field, layups, average, excellent. Okay. And all that is workable. I will say that. Did I forget to, I'm over here looking down and over here, I just noticed I forgot to do some work, but it is what it is. I'll get it done. I'm almost done with this video. Gary Trent, let's take a look. Very good in his possessions. Play type probably spot up. Yep, spot up, transition, pick and roll. Does isolation, probably bad, yeah. Yeah, this is a good role player, could be high value player. I can see that. Somebody to trade for offensively. Yeah, this is definitely somebody I would trade for. Shot types, I'm interested to see how well he shoots. Just average, good, excellent unguarded, average when guarded. Yeah, but if he's just gonna be a spot up guy, this is what I'm somebody I'd probably looking to get. RJ Barrett with Toronto was very good. Going back home must have helped. Transition, but star qualities, what I'm looking for, is not necessarily there. I know he averages a good bit of a game, but the star quality is not there. Let me look at his New York stuff. Yeah, the star quality's not there. I was hoping it was there. I don't know. Go back here. Yeah, still average. Yeah. I was hoping maybe the star quality would be there, but doesn't seem to be. Yeah, when you actually start when you start actually taking a deeper dive into some of these guys, you start realizing it. When he was in Toronto, it looks like he was good. We'll see what that leaves for next year. But Immanuel Quickley is a guy that I'm thinking has some potential to be a guy. We'll just have to see how he progresses up there in Toronto. Last guy on the list, Scoot, rookie year. I was surprised to see that if it pops up good for pick and roll, I'd be surprised. If it doesn't, I'm not surprised. He was bad this year. Let's just say that at least. He was good in the pick and roll, which, for how as bad of a season he had, is a positive sign, very positive. As far as Shot types is probably bad all the way around. Dribble jumper, he was good, but everything else was terrible. Layups poor, dunk poor. Yeah, I feel bad for Scoot because I thought he would have. Well, you never know. Let me see. I want to see one thing. What did Scoot? What did he average this year? To see if we can, because he's just a rookie. So he averaged 14. Averaged 14, 5, 3, shot 38%, 32. Now, the person I think he probably should be compared to is Russell. I'd like to see what Russ shot his first year. Russ shot 39%, averaged 15 points a game. Okay. Let me see if we can go back to 2008, 2009. I'd like to see how effective Russ was back in that day. Well, it looks like now it wasn't that good. 2008, 2009. All right, let's take a look. Below average. That's not as bad as poor, but it is below average. Play type. Pick and roll was average. Isolation was average. Everything better than Scoot, except for pick and roll. Scoot was better than the pick and roll, believe it or not. Shot types, poor. Similar to Scoot. Just so everybody that can be like overreacting, at least Scoot has a quality in his game that was actually pretty good. I would say Russ, right at this point, didn't really just an ineffective guy that shot the ball at this point in his career. The next year with Russ, let's take a look, because this is who I think he's closer to. Next year with Russ, still below average at 42%. Look at the next year. Do we have a good year with Russ? He's average at least this year. I don't think we're ever going to get. Let me look at MVP Russ, because I want to say MVP Russ probably still isn't. Let's see. He made NBA second team this year, just being average offensively. MVP candidate his next year, really? Yeah, probably on that team. Okay, let's look at this year, 2016, 2017. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say he wasn't necessarily as efficient. He probably was more efficient the year before. Nope, because from three, he's terrible. From three, he's terrible. But I want to look at his 2015 year and his 2016, 2017 year to kind of get people what he potentially could be. So 2015, well, Scoot, just going back to Scoot. So Russ is just average this year. And this was a better year for Rush. Play type. Let's look. Good on the pick and roll, good on isolation, very good in post up, bigger guard. Shot types probably not average. Everything average. Early jumper. Even layups. Let's look at the MVP year. This might be the reason people were saying he wasn't MVP. Yep, very good when guarded. Good dribble jumper, stuff like that. Let's look at some play types on him. Pick and roll ball handler, he was very good. Isolation, he was very good this year. Transition, he actually wasn't even that good. Let's look at this. But in all possessions, he still was just average. He just played hard. So looking at just analytically, Scoot, don't give up on Scoot, because Scoot could still potentially be something. I would say you have Russ. Russ is not necessarily best analytically, but when he gets out there on the floor, he's a very good player. I would say he gives it his all. So that's the one thing you can say about Russ. So same thing with Scoot. You see the numbers, not necessarily, I would say, not necessarily the best, but if you look, his free throw percentage still shoots 82% from the three. He shot 32% from three. Not necessarily the best, but still workable. 38% from the field, not good at all. Let's not act, but an average 14. But not the end of the world, so I wouldn't give up on him. Because your MVP, I'll say your MVP before, I'll say probably has never had a season good analytically and won the MVP. But that is our video for today. Brandon Ingram is probably the guy I'm looking for in trades, just off of this video. Emmanuel Quickley, I do not think you can get him, just because Toronto just got him. But Brandon Ingram, you probably can get in trades. Emmanuel Quickley, I'm just going to take a look at his contract, just to take a look. Just take a look and see if he could 23-24 season. He's a restricted free agent, so they can match the deal, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's episode 3. Brandon Ingram's guy I'm looking for to trade. I still think Austin Rivers, Jalen Williams are guys to look for if they ever get their own teams. Brandon Ingram has potential. I just think he's had a raw deal here lately just because he has Zion, he has CJ McCollum, who just offensively do some things better than he does. And that's tough, especially when you used to have the ball in your hands. But I think on his own, if he had his own team, he could be better offensively. Emmanuel Quickley, I'm excited to see what he does next year. And certain guys, I like to see improvement from, like the Jalen Greens, Cade Cunninghams. I like to see improvement for those guys. And just, it seems like, honestly, a common theme for guys that aren't necessarily efficient is layups, finishing at the rim, making sure you don't turn the ball over, things like that. So, but episode 3, see if we can find some more stars. We have 10 more guys left to look through, and then I will probably transition it to isolation just to see if there's some guys that are potentially pretty good or decent there. But until next time, let's go and cut this thing off.